Chris Hummer, an angel amongst us here at 24/7 Sports, did a really, really good piece that I think even up until this moment is still on 247sports.com front page. And he was asking a lot of portal questions. And I know what you guys do. Even the most diehard amongst us, you may take some time for Christmas. I can't blame you for that. You may go to a New Year's Eve party. You may have things that you've put off during the college football season that you get to in January and February, and then maybe around spring practice, you come back to the table for a little while, and I would first like to say, welcome back. Secondly, I would like to say, you missed a lot. So strap in, and we have to talk about 4 of them tonight. I would encourage you to go check out Hummer's piece, though, because there is a lot of movement that's happened. For example, are you aware LSU pretty much retooled their entire secondary? Denver Harris, you remember him? We were talking about him this time last year and what impact he was going to have for Texas A&M. None, because he's not there anymore. And so he is at LSU now. Here's what I want you to remember about Denver Harris. He is among many notable portal additions for the Tigers in the secondary. Denver Harris did not work out at Texas A&M. It's not because of lack of talent. I cannot guarantee you it's going to work at LSU, but if it doesn't work at LSU, it won't be because of lack of talent. It will be because of obviously things that start from the neck and work their way up from there. Everyone wanted him. Out of high school, everyone wanted him, and they'd still take him now. Apples to apples, everyone would still take him now. They got him. They got Zy Harris from southeastern Louisiana, 6'3", 185 pounds. Hummer called him one of the best FCS additions you don't know about. And I'm going to hold him to that, unless he's right, in which case we will, out of context, clip this show 6 months from now and say, we called it. We called Zy Harris. He's down there. Deuce Chestnut is down there. Jesse had to walk me through the spelling on the first name. Just to be clear, earlier today, he's from Syracuse, a multi-year starter up there at corner. And also J.K. Johnson, who was a top 50 kid in the 2021 recruiting cycle, was at Ohio State, got some minutes last year. He's transferred to LSU as well. So anyway, we're not going to exit spring. I can guarantee you this. We will not talk to the LSU defensive coaching staff coming out of spring and them tell me anything about this being a finished product and them tell me anything on or off the record about how this is about to be a top 5 unit. But what they could tell me is I think we've got high upside, high ceiling. And when you got a lot of transfer infusion, that's what you're hoping to be able to say coming out of spring. At North Carolina, what do we need there? We got Drake May. We got a really good quarterback. We got a guy we think can end up in New York City, end up in the first round of the draft this next cycle. But what we don't have is, well, much of a defense up there. And also what we need is some receivers, because he lost Josh Downs and Antoine Green. Those were his 1-2 last year. There is a kid from Kent State, because the entire team transferred out of Kent. There's a kid named Devontae Walker that I need you to be familiar with so that you're not having to learn about him on the fly come fall. He was, well, here's what they're having to replace. So 1,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, that's what they're having to replace. Devontae Walker, number 3 overall receiver out of the portal, 6'3", very, very fast, doesn't have to trade a lot of the speed to get the size, going to be a really, really good vertical threat. Probably, I would guess, ends up being their number 1 downhill threat. Jesse, just because I have a sadistic fascination with this, can we look at the losses that Kent State had? This is not a Kent segment, but I want you to imagine this. Imagine you are the most diehard of diehard Kent State fans, and you actually buy season tickets, and God bless every one of you who do this, and you tune in for the Tuesday night Maction games, and all of a sudden you wake up and you've lost your quarterback, your best running back, 3 receivers, both starting offensive tackles, and a starting corner. Oh, and the coach is gone too. Go Flashes. So God bless Kent, because they will absolutely need that and then some this fall. I'm not even really done talking about the Kent additions. I'm just done talking about the additions at North Carolina. You remember A.D. Mitchell at Georgia? He's not at Georgia anymore. He's at Texas. And I think that Texas may not so sneakily have one of the best receiver units in college football this year. I heard what you said. There is not a single, well, there's actually one audience member in the studio tonight, but I know most of you are not in here, but I just heard what you said. You said, it doesn't matter. Texas will underachieve. It doesn't matter. Quinn Ewers won't get the job done. I don't have that high level of forward-thinking perception as a lot of you to call the future so seamlessly like that. I just want to let you know that Xavier Worthy, it turns out, played a majority of last season with a broken hand. Sark has filled us in on that now. But A.D. Mitchell is a portal addition. A.D. Mitchell has been one of the biggest play receivers for Georgia the past 2 years. You may remember him from such games as the national championship against Alabama, the semifinal against Ohio State, and really everyone just went off and had career days against TCU. But you pair him, and I want you to think about everyone at their top-end potential because I cannot assume injury is ever going to happen. I got him. I got Isaiah Nair, who I thought was going to be an impact player last year out of the portal from Wyoming, of all places, and then he got hurt. And then if I get a healthy Xavier Worthy to go along with those two, and Jordan Whittington's back for his 37th year on campus, if I get what even a remote fraction of what I could get out of that group, and also, by the way, Jonte Cook's on campus too, just a top 30 player in the country out of the 24/7 Sports Composite, 5-star receiver, just casually or not so casually chilling over there. Really, really good receiver room. More about Texas later in the show. And USC, not so surprisingly, dipped heavily into the transfer portal. Number 5 portal class, Jesse, I think. Yeah, right now, number 5 portal class. Anthony Lucas is one to look at. He was part of that big defensive line haul for Texas A&M. Didn't work out. He's out. Jack Sullivan had 25 edge pressures for Purdue last year. He is in Southern Cal now. Marshawn Lloyd is one of my favorite players in the country, a running back that was formerly at SC on the East Coast. Now he's at SC on the West Coast, South Carolina to USC. Dorian Singer, Arizona's wide receiver, had over 1,100 yards receiving last year. And Mason Cobb, really good linebacker, out of Oklahoma State. Who didn't leave Oklahoma State? I don't know. I come on the show and I claim to be here to bring you answers, and then someone asks me, what's going on with Oklahoma State? And I'm the shruggy emoji. I don't even know. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Make sure you like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Not just for me. That's how we keep this entire thing free.